The 2026 plan features a new AI visualizer. Let me remind you that AI Visualizer is an exceptional tool for generating images based on artificial intelligence. First of all, let me remind you of the purpose of this kind of computation, which is to be inspired. On this subject, let me remind you that directly on our platform, on the on-demand plan, there is an event available where the objectives of artificial intelligence are explained in detail, as well as how to obtain different types of representation from a very schematic model like the one we see on screen, simply by using a text prompt. For example, if I type pencil sketch, I will get this kind of result, whereas if I type photorealism, I will get this other kind of result. At the same time, in the event available on the platform, you will find a whole series of practical tips on how to write prompts in terms of subject, setting, artistic style, and visual details. So a whole range of methods have been thoroughly explored for how I can improve my prompt. Let's now see how iVisualizer 2.0 works within Alplen 2026. Here on screen, with the aim of being inspired, instead of starting from a drawing, I decide to start from an image, a pencil sketch made on a sheet of paper of what could be my hypothetical kitchen. At this point, I'll show you exactly how I inserted my sketch in the form of an image, and how I can now launch AI Visualizer directly using the dedicated icon or via the AI shortcut. Let's move over here to the left and click on Refresh to capture what's currently on screen within Alplan. Alternatively, a new feature in this version, if we need to work on images, we can import them directly into AI Visualizer. At this point, let's start writing The prompt here, in this particular case, is extremely helpful and beneficial because it allows us to conveniently load a specific style from another image that I have previously downloaded from the web whenever it is needed for our project. So, what I will do is compare the style that is present in an existing image with the style described in my prompt, which in this case I simply wrote as photorealism. I will then begin the process by combining these two elements, the style from the reference image and the style from my prompt, and applying them directly to the image that I imported from Alplan. Here's what I get as a result. I obtain a highly realistic and visually convincing representation that is applied to my original model. Among other things, in this particular version of AI Visualizer, I also have the ability to add sections where I can query AI Visualizer to insert additional elements, which are limited to a specific area of the image. Here, once again as an example, I ask the program to add a Norwegian cat to my scene. I start the process, and at this point, the program has indeed added a cat for me just as I requested. At any time during the process, I can compare the previous image with the current page to see the changes. Thank you very much for your attention. And as usual, thanks to this slider, I can see how it was before and how it has changed.